Hey, what's going on? It's playoff time, the best time of the year. Even though the Blue Jays aren't in it, that doesn't matter. It's October baseball. Let's get at it. The dust of the regular season has settled. The tears have dried. For the most part. And was it the ideal ending for the Toronto Blue Jays? No. Did we deserve to be in the playoffs? I absolutely think so, and I think most teams were actually really scared to see us in the playoffs. First off, just got to say, thank you, Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you, Bo Bichette. Thank you, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Robbie Ray. I think you're really going to win the Cy Young this year. Thank you. Thank you so much. Marcus Semien. I know that a lot of your post-game interviews at the end of the season really kind of teased us a little bit, but I understand if you need to go somewhere to play shortstop. Come back. Come back. Come back. It'd be great to have you back. I know Ross Atkins expressed that he would love to put the same team on the field. I think there's going to be some moves that are going to be made, but all said and done, beautiful season by the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm over it. I'm fine. I am fine. I'm laughing. I'm absolutely fine. I promise you. Obviously, the playoff format is a little kind of wonky. The Jays get 91 wins. They're in a really tough division. The AL East and the Atlanta Braves win 88 games. And they don't even have to play a wild card game. And then the LA Dodgers win 106 games and have to play a wild card game. It's obviously a little bit imbalanced. Moving on to the wild card games. New York Yankees. They get into the playoffs by scoring one little measly run on just a soft contact hit, which the pitcher knocked down. Runner scores from third. They make it to the wild card game against the Boston Red Sox in Boston. And what happens? Garrett Cole suffers again. This was the second, because I'm going to put Robbie Ray as the first Cy Young contender, the second Cy Young contender. And he goes 3 2/3. His stuff was all off, and Nathan Eovaldi was just hitting so many spots. The high fastball was on, the corners were being painted, and he was changing up his windup, changing up his timing, going from the stretch to the windup with nobody on base. It was a beautiful thing to see. It reminded me of the Nathan Eovaldi that just dominated. He obviously had a little bit of a fall off, but he seems to be back. The Boston Red Sox, they kicked out the New York Yankees. And this is a guy that's really happy about that. Okay, but also the Bronx Bombers, they rely on the home run. You know, there was a little controversial play with a ball that got hit off the monster, couple hops. Their coach, their third base coach, Nevin, sent Aaron Judge on what I think may have scored 75 to 80% of the time. There's a couple things that happened where it came off the wall. He saw it bounce over a defender, but the backup was right there. Bogarts, instead of letting it go to the infield cutoff, cut it off before second base, which confused Nevin to keep sending Judge. And he threw a bullet to home plate. Judge had no chance. It was gorgeous. Obviously, that was off a huge hit by Giancarlo Stanton, who, if I'm being honest, hates the Green Monster. That wild card game was amazing. Moving on to the NL wild card game. You had the Los Angeles Dodgers against the surging and red-hot St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the St. Louis Cardinals went on a 17-game winning streak to even get themselves into the wild card game. Late momentum in baseball is a huge thing. But the LA Dodgers just deserve to be there, right? So they end up coming out in a huge moment. The game was 1-1 for all of it. Max Scherzer pitched great. On the other side of it, Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina together for 308 games. The other batteries that exist that have played that many games together go way back. It's insanity how long these guys have played together. And Waino, losing velocity this year, has just found an ability to hit spots and mess with timing. And him and Yachty, they mind read each other. It's a beautiful thing to watch. What a pitcher's duel, 1-1. And a guy that was 8 for like 72, Chris Taylor, comes up in the bottom of the ninth with a runner on, and he walks it off for the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. And another beautiful thing that happened is old teammate of Max Scherzer and Trey Turner Juan Soto, shows up to the game at Dodger Stadium, sits in the front row wearing a Trey Turner jersey. It was absolutely gorgeous. Lots of things have happened already, and I want to throw out some predictions here, okay? ALDS. We got the Chicago White Sox and the Houston Astros. The Astros can hit. I hate talking about them, but they can hit the ball all over the place, and they got to the third contender in the Cy Young Award, Lance Lynn. He also went hardly 3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, walked 4 guys, maybe 2, but they got to Lance Lynn. And the thing with the Chicago White Sox is if their rotation can't shut down Houston, unfortunately, we're going to see Houston in deep into the playoffs. They're just a team bred for playoffs. I hate to say it, but they are sort of proving themselves that they don't need the trash can still. They're cheaters. Don't like them. Houston takes game 1. In the game last night against the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox, Randy freaking Arozarena, the playoff king, potential rookie of the year, steals home. Like, they were winning by a lot, so stealing home is it was 4-0 at that point, and stealing home is like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're just giving away a run. But he, the whole time, was just getting down the line. And Randy Arozarena, because he's such an exciting player, they see it all the time, so it's consistent. He's not going to steal home all the time. But he takes off and steals home and was in there by a mile. He was the first player in postseason history to hit a home run and steal home. It's going to be an exciting series, an exciting playoff. Holy crap. When we look at the ALDS matchups, I think Houston is going to be the Chicago White Sox. I think Tampa Bay Rays are going to silence Boston. On the other side of it, the series I'm most excited about is a team that won 107 games and another team that won 106 games, the San Francisco Giants against the LA Dodgers. This is going to be an insane matchup. It was all year. I really think and highly suggest you tune into that series if you don't watch baseball. That's going to be some insanity, absolute insanity. And the next series in the NLDS is Atlanta against the Brewers. Now, I think the Brewers are going to come out on top of this, but Devin Williams, their closer, after clinching a playoff spot at a party, got drunk and punched a wall or a locker or something, broke his hand that requires surgery, and he is out for the rest of the season and even potentially the start of the next season. That was such a stupid move. Bro, get your shit together, man. What are you doing punching stuff? It's playoff baseball. I really wish the Blue Jays were there. They're not. That's okay. They will be next year. I think they're going to be a 100-game winning team next year. Buckle up. Take care, everyone. It's October baseball.
Hey, Bondy, you up.